Good afternoon and welcome to the cruise, amigos. Coming to you live today from Forest, Virginia. Haven't heard anything from amigo Martin yet. So let me, hey Mike, how you doing? Good afternoon to you too. Let me jump over real quick. No, I'm not, because I've got something else over there. So anyway, haven't heard from Martin. John will not be with me today. Excuse me. Those of you that watched my show earlier today, John lost a very close friend this morning. Robert Bob Fludine passed away at Benedictine Living Center in Crookston, 7 o'clock-ish or so this morning. Was a close friend of John's for 40 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken. A long time. Long enough that John, when Bob's health started failing some years ago, John moved him up there to Crookston where he'd be close to help take care of Bob. And Bob's health failed enough this past year that he was confined in a nursing home and passed away this morning. So my condolences to Bob and to John and John's family, that Bob was literally like a family member to them. So thank you, Mike. Yeah, condolences to John. So anyway, other than that, I didn't have a whole lot planned for today. I just thought we'd chat a little bit. Those of you that watch me on a regular basis know that I was considering getting a power wheelchair. I did that. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, I got outside here and practiced operating the thing using the joystick. I will do so this afternoon as well, so I can get used to it before I actually have to use it, which will be next week. Next week on Sunday, the 30th, I fly out of Richmond to Miami. And on May the 1st, I sail on the Norwegian Joy with Mr. Bucket List. Mr. Bucket List and I are hosting that cruise. I got the final list of guests this morning. I've got a few more than I thought we were going to have. So got a nice little group now. Not a huge group, but a decent enough group. Of course, Justin and I have talked several times about what we're going to do, and we hope to marry our group with the existing Norwegian solo group and perhaps do some things together. One of the things that is for those of you that do not sail solo on a regular basis, one of the things that Norwegian does better than anybody else. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. I fuss at Norwegian a lot. But when they do something really well, I also will give them credit for it, too. Hi, Kenneth. Good to have you with us this afternoon, Kenneth. But Norwegians, they, on every ship that I've been on, they have a staff member that takes care of the solo group. And they normally have a meeting every day. It's normally an hour before dinner, so it's perfect to have a pre-dinner adult beverage, which I am likely to do. And then the staff member does all kinds of, really nice things for the group, like maybe some of the group wants to eat in, one of the specialty dining rooms, or like the Manhattan room, which is technically it's a main dining room, but it takes a special reservations usually to get in the Manhattan room. But they have a staff member that meets with the group every day, and they're wonderful. And so we're going to try at least marry our group with their group, and between the two of us, we should have a really great group of solo cruisers. So that's what we're hoping for, at least. Sonny popped in. Hi, Sonny. And yeah, the Amigos is a amigo today. Looks like, doesn't appear that Amigo Martin is going to make it. Let's see if he ever sent me a message to that effect. I had John's thing up about Bob. The snow is starting to melt up there in Minnesota. Finally, it's been pretty cold. And no, nothing from Martin. So last week he was a rugby ball, or I don't know, went to a rugby game or something like that. Of course, everybody's speaking over there in the chat room. So anyway, the Norwegian guys, they did that just so much better than anybody else. Every other cruise line that I've been on this year, even if they would have a solo meetup, they didn't give it any importance. It was in bars that were something else was planned, so you couldn't even find the solo people. And clearly, nobody ever gave up a staff member to be with the solo group and to take care of things that they might want to do. Maybe some of them want to go to the show. The Norwegian guys that I've dealt with, he'll take a group to the show and get them seats together if they want that. It's been a nice thing. Well, Justin and I both planned to jump right on the solo cruise director for the Joy, and make sure that both groups go together. So that'll be a good thing to do. Hugs and condolences to John from Sonny. Thank you, Sonny, very much. John, he let me know what was going on. He was on his way to the nursing home, and Bob was a veteran, and to take him out of the nursing home, a flag was draped over it just like it would be over a casket, and they had a military tribute as Bob was taken out of the nursing home to go to the funeral home. And it was quite moving. All the staff there that had been military saluted. Several of the patients were there and saluted. There was one obviously elderly gentleman. He had on his DAV hat, a Disabled American Veterans hat, and was in a wheelchair, couldn't stand up and salute, but he smartly saluted from the chair. Play taps, of course. That one always gets me. My father was military, and you play taps and I'm going to cry. I don't care. It just happens. But it was actually quite moving, and I didn't know Bob. Of course, John and I are extraordinarily close. I knew a lot that was going on in John's life with taking care of Bob. But it was It was quite moving just on the thing of getting him out. Well, there comes Martin. What do you know? Let's see if we can get Martin in here. There is Martin. Can we hear you too? Can you talk? Uh-oh. We lost Martin already. Can you hear us, Martin? You
I
might
can hear
try.
you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Now I can hear you in the background. What happened to your camera? There you are. Now we see you.
I've got no idea. I'm having one of them.
Well, we can actually hear you, but you're not. It's not the best video in the world. Talk again. Let's see if you're totally missing.
Right.
Are you frozen? I can't tell. Oh, no, you moved that time. Talk to us again, Martin. Yeah, no, he's gone. There's Nikki. Hola, Nikki. Chillie's a star for going ahead solo. Yeah, I'm going. That's I do the show solo. I mean, what the hell? So Sonny says, God bless our veterans. Without them, the country would not be the same. I totally agree with that. I mean, that's. And my father was a totally and permanently disabled veteran from World War II. He had loss of they considered loss of 3 limbs. He had one leg amputated at the knee. He had no muscle below the knee in the other leg. And he had 6 inches out of one arm. His elbow, if you can see this, his elbow was about right here on the one arm. So he only had one actually good arm. I had an artificial leg, other than what appeared to be a slight limp when he walked. You'd never know there was anything wrong with my dad. He spent 3.5 years Walter Reed Hospital during World War II as a result of the way they handled cases like his with, that were shot up in the battlefield. They gave him tons of calcium, which later in life, my dad had horrible problems with kidney stones. He had multiple heart attacks. He was diabetic. I mean, he was unbelievable. He still lived well into his 80s. But my dad was quite something. But as a result, anytime I hear taps, I'm done. And I got that way this morning just watching the little clip that John took of Bob being taken out. So it was quite moving, very nice. So not sure if Martin is going to attempt to come back or not. We'll have to wait and see. So anyway, I've got, what do I have? 10 days or so until I pack up and leave again. For the Cruise Amigos, of course, that's a Thursday show. I'll be at sea. Let's see, where will I be on the 3rd? Let me pull that up. On Thursday. That's on May the 1st. So let me slide down here where I've got the itinerary. Okay, so May the 1st. This rooming list. Guest car first. That's got it. All right. I've got to pull that up here. So Sunday or Monday the 1st, we sail. I fly down on Sunday. We have 2 days at sea. So on Thursday, which will be the Cruise Amigo Day, I will be in Puerto Limon, Costa Rica. I'm there from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'll probably do my show early and then go ashore in Puerto Limon for a bit, and then be back in time to do Cruise Amigos. Then on Friday, we're in Colón, Panama. Saturday in Cartagena. Hopefully, I will have a date with a sloth. On Sunday, the 7th, we're in Aruba. On Monday, the 8th, in Curacao. And then the 9th, at sea. Wednesday, the 10th, Puerto Plata. And then the 11th, which will be the next Cruise Amigo, is a sea day. So I'll be on the ship for that one. That's no problem, of course. And then back into Miami on the 12th. Then I fly back to Richmond. So Thursday, I'll be in Puerto Limon, Costa Rica for the next Cruise Amigo. But we'll work something out. Not sure what yet or how I'll do it, but we'll find out. So there's Martin back again. Let's try this again. Hello, Martin. I see your hand. Now I see your face. Can you talk? Talk to us. Can you hear me? Do you? How am I doing this? Oh, this way. Can you hear me, Martin? Talk to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your picture's good. Now you blacked out again. Your picture was good, but I couldn't hear you at all. I'm not sure. Talk to me.
Hello, can you hear me?
Really faint.
Really faint, right. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll be back. I'll come back in a minute.
Okay, whatever. Okay. So, I don't know. He said 2 minutes. I'm not sure what he's doing for 2 minutes. Anyway, so I was going to give him a hard time about being a rugby ball last week. So, anyway, if anybody has any questions or thoughts, please drop them in the chat room. That looked like an effort of Martin coming back in. There was. Let's see if that's Martin back. Add to stream. Yep, no, it blacked out again already.
No idea what.
Oh, I can hear you.
I have no idea what's going on with my camera.
Yeah, I can hear you now at least. So now I can see you. So, and we could hear you. The last thing you said about you have no idea about your camera. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, then that's good. We're at least one step in the right direction.
Way, I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me? I don't know about that one because I haven't done anything different. Ooh, now that one was breaking up really bad. Kenneth says, hey, sounds like a version commercial. Can you hear me now? Yes, it does. Chillie, do you have anything booked in January 2024? Well, Kenneth, let me go see here. I got to figure out where that is. That's that's over here on my blog and trip calendar. January of 2024, August, November, December. No, I have nothing booked in 2024 at all at this point. Nada. So Yeah, Kenneth, I agree. That did sound like a version of a commercial. In case you're wondering, I've got my phone. Oh, here comes Martin back again. We'll see if this works this time. Okay. There is, we see Martin. Can you hear me this time? Hello. Testing 4528. Oh, I heard a hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Can you?
Okay, I could hear that. And then it kind of got dingy. Tell me about rugby
like
last week.
I don't know if you can hear me, but you sound like an alien. It must be something wrong with my, because the service is.
Yeah.
About the rugby last week.
Yeah, I was wondering how you did being kicked around in the rugby play. We lost Martin again. Oh well. Oh yeah, Kenneth says Verizon commercial. Do you hear me now? Can you hear me now? We're doing January 7th to January 14th on Carnival Celebration. Back-to-back cruises. I will make a note of that. Kenneth, January 7th and 14th, Carnival Celebration. Okay, I will check it out, Senor Kenneth. What was I thinking? Oh, the other thing that's of some importance is the group cruise that I'm hosting on December 2nd on the Encore. There are solo cabins at a very reasonable rate. We also have some cabins for couples on that one as well. It's primarily a solo cruise, but if you're interested, we'll certainly get information to you on that one. That is one of the Passion for Cruises USA, and it will be going through my friends at Viva Voyages as far as the bookings go. But that's December the 2nd on the Norwegian Escape. Kenneth says, would love to go on a cruise with you before our 2025 cruise. Martin says, sorry, guys, not getting anywhere on this. Chillie sounds like an alien. And that's a shame, Martin. I'm sorry. We actually have you here on a day when I don't have John and we can't get hooked up with audio. Oh, well. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, Kenneth, I would like that too. I'd like to sail with you and Robin a lot. So, and what he's referring to in 25 is the transatlantic that I'm doing with Hot Air Tom. And then we're doing the Greek Islands cruise after the transatlantic. So I'm looking forward to that one in 2025. But yeah, I don't have anything booked yet for 2024. I've kind of been waiting to see what happens in the way of the hosted solo cruises to see how that is going to develop. And I know that I can always talk to Nate in Alaska and get him to throw one together for me anywhere that I might want to try it. So those of you that saw my show today are well aware of Celebrity overbooking a bucket list Japan cruise. and they've had to cancel a number of reservations for people because they overbooked it. Royal Caribbean, I mean, which is the own Celebrity. Royal Caribbean's had several issues with that recently. Now Celebrity has it. I mean, this is on what would have to be a bucket list cruise for a lot of people. Go to Tokyo and sail around Japan and Korea, and it was really a good cruise. And then all of a sudden, you send out to guests on board that think they're going to be on board and say, "Yeah, sorry, your reservation is hereby canceled." That's just not a good PR move from Celebrity. Sonny says, "I'll be happy for cruise line to overbook and cancel me if they give me money back and on airfare and cruise and give me another free cruise." Well, that's true too. Chillie, have you done the Ireland cruises at all? No, Kenneth, I haven't. My years of cruising, I've never done any European cruises. I've traveled extensively in Europe, but I've never done anything over there in cruises. So I've never done a transatlantic before. So I'm looking forward to that with Hot Air Tom. So yeah, I'd love, the more things I can do in Europe, the better, as far as I'm concerned, because especially as much as I hate to fly, at least on our cruise on 25, I've only got to fly once. So, but yeah, that's, I'd love to sail around Ireland, British Isles. I'd love to do the fjords. That would be one of the first things I would probably want to do, other than what I'm doing with Hot Air Tom, of course, would be to do one of the fjords cruises out of Southampton or Tilbury or one of the Londons. Ireland, Norway bucket list, Sonny says. Yeah, me too. I could get off on that. I'd love to. I've never cruised to Asia either. I would love to go to Japan, Hong Kong, any of, even down to like Thailand and Vietnam. Yeah, I've not been to that part of the world. I'd like to do a cruise to Australia and New Zealand. And it's still the top of my bucket list cruise is to circumnavigate South America, or as much of that as possible. I was looking at one this morning for next year from Holland America. Now, it's not a decent deal. I got to be able to do something like that, I got to catch a good deal. So yeah, that would be the top of my list of things if I had a choice of a total bucket list idea. That would be it. Mike says the fjords would be great for you. Lots of choice for Southampton. Oh yeah, I could make a season out of Southampton. And there are also cruise lines over there that I've never sailed with. So yeah, I could deal with that. And yeah, there's a lot of people that are over there that I would love to be able to spend some time with. That I've interviewed on my shows numerous times over the year, like Janine and Sue and Emma. And of course, Mike's a daily member of my show. Gotta be able to get with Mike at some point in time. I could see me at some point in time when my situation here changes a little. I could see me working a European trip together where I'd stay there and do, 5-6 cruises. That would be awesome. That would be great. Kenneth says you'll have to go to Hawaii with us one of these times. We go about once a year. I've been to Hawaii, but I've not cruised to Hawaii. But yeah, I'd like to do that as well. Now there's some really good cruises now out of the West Coast. You can fly. You can go from Vancouver. You can go from San Francisco. You can go from San Diego. So there's numerous cruises that go to Hawaii. Pride of America, to me, is pretty expensive for what you get, but still, of course, it would depend on if I'm doing a round tripper, from San Diego to Hawaii and back, or something like that, or Vancouver and back to Vancouver. So yeah, I could get into Hawaii as well. I could. Well, I mean, I get into cruises. I get happy about going on a cruise to Nassau in the Bahamas. I don't care where I go. Just get me on a boat. And actually, I'm looking forward to my next trip to Nassau. It looks like they're going to have the whole port project open within the next couple of weeks. I mean, they're just about ready to finish it up and turn it over. So I'm looking forward to actually going there and being able to explore a little bit on all that construction area that I haven't been able to get to for the last couple of years. So looking forward to Nassau this year. I don't even remember what I've got scheduled that goes to Nassau. And of course, I've also got to get to Cozumel because I've missed Elizabeth now. So I have to go take Elizabeth out to lunch, have some adult beverages with her, and swap stories, which is what we do all the time. Cindy can tell you, Cindy and her gang joined Elizabeth and I in Cozumel for lunch. It was quite entertaining. You can go from the West Coast to Hawaii and back for around the Grand. Yep. So, of course, it would be awesome if I can catch it on one of the casino deals. But I'm not getting them like I was getting them pretty regular for a while. I guess maybe I don't gamble enough for them. So I haven't been getting them like I did there for several months. So. All right, guys. That's going to wrap me up. Again, my thoughts are with John. Sorry he couldn't make it. Sorry, Martin. Had the technical issues. It would have been nice having Martin to actually talk to today, since I'm sitting here stumbling around by myself. But anyway, all right, that's going to wrap it up for this week, folks. I will see you on Cruise Amigos next week, and then the following week, I will be in Puerto Limon, Costa Rica for the Cruise Amigos. So put it on your calendar and make sure you join us then. Thanks, guys, for being with me. Emily just popped in, says it's just you. Yes, it is. Martin had technical issues. John is taking care of things with losing his friend Bob this morning. So, yeah, just me. And I've been sitting here just wasting time and running my mouth. So, looking forward to seeing me in Costa Rica. Yes, that will be while I'm on the Joy 2 Thursdays from now. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. And one day we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a fantastic week, everybody. I'll see you next week on the Cruise Amigos. And I'll see you tomorrow on my show. Have a fantastic day. Later, y'all.